Next, we have Melissa Leal. She's going to come and offer us some words. Ooh.
Saleki asatsa nish efehe loliki. Eni lepa Melissa. Eni Eselin. Eni Olone. Eni Sacramento. Good day, my beautiful people. My name is Melissa. I am Oloni and I am Esalen. The language that I'm speaking is Esalen. Esalen people are the people of the Monterey and Carmel area. And I just want to say thank you to the Chasque family for asking me to be here to speak. And thank you to all of you who are going to listen to me. I'm going to speak about two different things today. One of them is language and the other one is education. Today we gathered together, Pekting EU, that means to gather together, to unite. We gathered together in support of the Idle No More movement. But what does that mean? What does the word idle mean? If we look it up, it means doing nothing. It also means of no real importance or significance. Let me repeat that. No real importance or significance. I come from a people who are said to be extinct. Our language is said to be extinct. We, Esalen people, were of no real importance to the government, to the missionaries, or to the settlers in the Monterey area. We were a threat and a problem. Because of this, we had to disappear to survive. No longer is that the case. And we were important. We were doing things. We were important. And we still are. One of the most powerful ways that we can be idle no more is to stand up and say, I am here, I exist, my people live on. That statement is even more powerful if we say it in the language that they said was extinct and that they forbid us to speak. Eni ana, eni cha'a, and nish efehe cha'a. Language is powerful. Indigenous languages allow us to express our relationship with the world, with the land, with the animals, with the water, and with the Creator. Language is a conduit of knowledge. It allows individuals and communities to understand how they relate to each other, how they relate to their spirit world, and everything on earth. Without the ability to understand our indigenous languages, we lose that relationship. There are words in all of our indigenous languages that translate to something basic in English or Spanish. An example that I often use because everybody knows this name is the name Tupac Amaru. Yeah, he's a rapper and his mom named him after a Peruvian warrior. But everyone translates that name to mean shining serpent. But those words are Quechua words. And in Quechua, those words don't mean shining serpent. Those words mean resplendent symbol of knowledge and learning. That's what the Quechua words mean, and that's what they're supposed to mean. So when you hear Tupac Amaru, you should think of a resplendent symbol of knowledge and power. This example is not an exception. All of our languages are like that. They do not translate easily to English and Spanish, and sometimes when we translate them, they lose their meaning. It's up to us to find those meanings and those relationships. All of our languages tell us who we are in a more complete way. All of our languages tell us that we are important and we are significant. I chose to speak about languages today because I believe that they have power, and because at one time they were so powerful that we were forbidden to speak them and even punished to speak them. We were told that they were evil and from the devil. We were silenced because our words were strong. We were silenced because our words told us that we were significant and important. Let's take that power back. One way that we can be idle no more is to learn our languages, to speak those powerful words again. Speaking our languages also allows our ancestors to hear us more clearly. Language learning is possible, one word at a time. So this leads me into my next topic about education. I have worked in Indian education since I was a teenager, so for quite a few years. I realized the importance of having a culturally relevant education. Learning about our history and our traditions keeps us idle no more. I have been blessed to learn from and work with some awesome cultural instructors who many of them are here right now. And I've also been able to teach some beautiful and intelligent students. And there's a bunch of them out in the crowd who now have their own children, which is also awesome. I've worked with students who are involved in gangs and doing other things that were unhealthy. Some of these students just needed someone to say, hey, come over here, we have drum class tonight. Or hey, come here and learn about your people. At that point, culture and tradition have become a replacement for drugs and gangs. Culture and education could also prevent suicide and substance abuse and alcoholism and domestic violence and gang violence and so on and so on. Through my experience in my own life and as a cultural liaison at CARE and as a program educator at Elk Grove Unified School District, I have witnessed the idleness of some of my people. There are hundreds of students enrolled in these programs, but only a handful show up for the classes and workshops. And yes, I'm talking to everybody. That is being idle. I understand that lives get busy, but isn't there always time to prevent suicide? Isn't there always time to prevent drug use? Isn't there always time to stop violence? We have to remember that when we have the opportunity to participate in a cultural class, it isn't an extracurricular activity or hobby. It isn't about learning how to drum. It's about learning how to be indigenous. It's about learning what that means. What does it mean to be indigenous? It's learning to relate to each other and to love ourselves for who we are as individuals. But more importantly, it's learning who we are in our community, what role we play, and what future we have. It is significant and it is important. It is also necessary for our people. I will leave you today with 2 challenges. Number 1, take advantage of your Indian education and cultural programs. Allow your family to learn who they are culturally and who they can be in their future. Number 2, learn your tribal language. Learn 1 word per week and use it. Use it in conversation. Use it in songs. Use it in prayer. Teach it to your family and friends. I'm going to start you off today with an Esalen word. Chilimefa. It means let's dance. Let me hear you say it. Chilimefa. One last thing. The definition of idle is doing nothing or of being of no real significance or importance. Do something. Use your language. Get a cultural education. Realize and understand your significance and importance in this world. Be idle no more.